dark crystal.
Welcome back to the channel, folks, and today I'm returning back to the world of Thra and the Dark Crystal. As I'm sure you all know by now, Netflix is releasing a prequel series to the Dark Crystal dubbed Age of Resistance, which will likely take place during the beginning of the Garthim War, or just prior. In my previous two videos exploring the lore in the world of the Dark Crystal, I discussed the Gelflings, as they are front and centre in both the movie and the prequel series that we are going to be getting, and then I discussed the skeksis, as they will likely be the antagonists for the series. Today, I want to dive into the lore of the cantankerous old Aughra, the peaceful and wise being that guided our heroes in the original Dark Crystal, and likely someone that we will see again in the upcoming series, as her history is tied directly to the skeksis and the Uru and the entire prophecy of the Dark Crystal. A lot of what I will be presenting today is actually taken directly from the official Dark Crystal Encyclopedia, so full credit goes to the Jim Henson Company and the official website for this information. That being said, I hope you enjoy the presentation, and please do check out my other videos if you like what you see and hear here. Aughra stands at 3.5 feet tall, a wizened, ram-horned, elderly looking being, though in her actions she proves to be youthful and presents herself as near ageless. She is ornery, capricious and maternal. The most striking feature of the wise Aughra is her one eye, which is detachable, and her other two blinded eyes. According to the official encyclopedia, Aughra is in fact the embodiment of Thra, almost an avatar if you will. Similar to a nature god, she is Thra, inscrutable and gruff, but wise and caring. The origin of Aughra is shrouded in mystery, though she is old enough to know the world of Thra prior to the Gelfling race, and she is old enough to remember Thra prior to the mystics and skeksis becoming separate beings after the Great Conjunction. To quote Aughra directly, "Of the race of Aughra, I, Aughra, am alone, the first and last, born from the need for rocks and trees for an eye to see the world. The wind blew, and the blind trees sang, and roots twisted in the dark rocks, and the roots sang, and the rocks cracked, and I was Aughra. This is my song. The rocks will me to be their eye, the roots willed me to be their eye. Blind rocks that felt the heartbeat of the world, blind trees swaying in the breathing of the wind, made to view for them all the shapes of the world. Slowly, slowly, the roots split, the rock and I was free. The first age of Aughra was of innocence, and it was long. Then it was Aughra and the race of the Gelfling who shared the world. The Gelfling sang and danced for the joy of their lives, and I was part of their joy." So from this statement here, it would appear that Aughra was quite literally born into the world from the world of Thra. When Thra was a harmonious and peaceful place, the Age of Harmony, Aughra had a son. How isn't known, but she did, and his name was Raunip. Thra looked to Aughra as a mother, though becoming a mother truly changed Aughra. She sensed the Great Conjunction's arrival, and in doing so, she sensed the great change that would happen in her world after the Conjunction. She sat on a mountaintop, awaiting the sun's alignment, watching in anticipation of the Conjunction. As the suns aligned, she was burned, blinded by the light and of the arrival of the Urskeks. They came to the mountaintop and they found Aughra there, burned, blinded, and clinging to life. They would heal her burns and restore her sight in one of her eyes that wasn't so badly damaged. They gifted Aughra with extensive knowledge of the stars, and they even gifted her with a great observatory. In exchange, she gave them knowledge of Thra, their new home. The skeksis told Aughra of their exile from their homeworld, and that they themselves had a great crystal on their own planet. This was how they travelled to Thra, through the crystal there. Time would pass, Aughra would study the stars and learn of the Second Great Conjunction. A time which should have been a joyous one, and unfortunately it led to the skeksis separating into two beings. Aughra was present during this time, the Great Division. As the skeksis took over the castle and went mad with power, Aughra would head to her observatory, with shards of crystals, awaiting the arrival of the prophesied Gelfling who would restore the crystal and bring peace back to Thra. What happened to Aughra's son isn't actually documented, even on the official Encyclopedia website, but it can be assumed that he didn't survive through the Great Division, and it may have been a pivotal factor in Aughra seeking solitude and a life of a hermit in her observatory. And there you have it, that is the brief history of Aughra as documented and as known. Aughra is perhaps one of the most iconic figures in the world of the Dark Crystal, and it's probably the one figure which you would have remembered if you had watched this movie. It is a very standout performance, and a truly marvel in terms of the practical effects, having the ability of the eyes to swivel, move, and the puppeteering work involved here from the Jim Henson Company was truly outstanding. Really is a masterclass in practical effects. I just hope that the upcoming Netflix series can live up to at least a partial amount closer to this. If they get anywhere near it, that would be great. But, you know, the world of practical effects has slowly died, so we shall have to wait and see. But there you have it, that is the history of Aughra. Again, somewhat limited information here, but that is as much as we are aware of. Guys, what do you think of this? What do you think of Aughra? Was there anything new here that you didn't quite know? And are you familiar with any of the lore of the world of Thra and the Dark Crystal? And were you even aware that Netflix was making this series? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments section. As always, if you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button, stay up to date on all the world of pop culture and movie news. And if you like this video, then please do give it a like and a share. And if you like what I do here, then head on over to my Patreon page in the link in the description box. You can have access to exclusive content. You can also select a specific tier, which could give you access to Patreon-only live streams, one-to-one Skype conversations, and the DMs on Twitter. As always, guys, I've been Mr. H. Take care.